Camera cut. That's awesome. How are we doing, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Kevin Reyes. We are here tonight in a classic diner. I've always wanted to shoot this kind of scene. We're gonna be playing with lights that you would expect in a nighttime diner. We're gonna go from this to this. So the concept and story behind today's shoot is we have kind of a drifter taking a rest from being on the road, but the unexpected happens. We're gonna take a little turn. We're gonna have a meteor fall from the sky, hit Earth right in front of him. We didn't have the budget to get a meteor to actually crash down. I think we might be able to do that next time, but this time we have to show a meteor hitting the Earth without showing a meteor hitting the Earth. Obviously, it's still daytime, but as always, we try to schedule things in advance so that we set up so that by last light, we can be off and running. Shout out to the crew. I gotta go set up some more stuff. Be right back. So one of the things that sometimes is overlooked is protecting the location from any sort of damage and any liability that we might have. And so because we're on location, this is actually a film set, we have to take every precaution. In this case, we have this nice tile flooring that the location manager did not want us to damage. Pretty simply, we just put carpet down, and this carpet protects the floor from being scratched up by our heavier stands, our combo stands, our tripods. You'll even notice in some of the stands on the interior, we'll have these tennis balls that have little cutouts. We're doing that right now. They laid some floors down. We have some heavier rigging right here, so we're taking the precautions. Protection and safety first. All right, guys, I'm back with my homie Jorge, my CLT, the man, the myth, the legend. He's got the secret sauce, he's got the Cine Bay, he's got it all. What I asked Jorge was I wanted a warm, inviting sort of interior that's keying our subject. So Jorge, let's take a look at our key light and show me how you did that for me.
So what I did is I just put the 300X on a lantern and make it warm just to, motivate more like the practical lights. We're very limited on this space with the height. So we just arm it out from one end here to the stand. We don't see it with the mini boom arm. I just had it right kind of above his face, but towards the right side. Since we already had some neons on it, we just took that and added a little more with the Nova on the other side of this window, pushing with like a cyan blue, pushing all through the counter to give us a little bit of the highlight of blues.
Perhaps more the complicated part of this whole scene is kind of recreating this meteor falling down, and that really has three elements. We need a source falling from the sky, we need a big explosion, and then after that, there's fire. Walk us through that sequence, starting with the meteor falling from the sky.
For the meteor falling from the sky gag, we have a key grip mic come out with a rig, which is basically a jib.
So the way we started the jib was we used the butt end of a wall spreader to bring some speed rail up. And then from here, we have a swivel cheese burrow that has a pipe coming outward. So essentially the swivel cheese burrow is acting as the pivot point for our jib arm. This is 10 feet of pipe. We counterweighted it with about 60 pounds of sandbags. So no matter where we move it, it's not tipping to one side or the other. Essentially you have a full working jib with some grippage going on here.
We'll put a 300D right on top of the speed rail. We're gonna have it up high, and we're just gonna have it come down as if it's the meteor was coming and crashing down there. We're gonna have Sidus link up, just dialing all the intensities as it goes down and it gets brighter and brighter.
How are we gonna emulate an explosion? What's the gag there?
We have two Novas set up, create a big flash, and then it's gonna die down, and then we're gonna have like a fire effect as if there was an explosion and there's some stuff burning.
So one thing I did with the camera position-wise is I really love playing with window reflections, especially during the nighttime, because you end up getting all these specular highlights from across the street. What we did was we placed the camera outside of the diner, looking into it. The headlights are gonna show in the reflections, just give us that natural kind of feel that you would see at a diner. We have an opportunity to use the frames of the windows to act as leading lines, and we're also using the frame within a frame technique. That just means you have a frame, whether it's in the foreground or the background, that's cutting around and bordering your subject. And lastly, I had Jorge add in a couple MCs in the background there just to create light to dark to light to dark, all this little kind of specular highlights in the background that have color. It just adds a little bit more, again, that Cine Bay, baby, Cine Bay all over this scene. All right, guys, I'm loving the way this is looking. Let's roll on this one. All right, that's a cut. You guys, that's a wrap. Nice. Woo, guys, that was so cool. I loved how that turned out. I hope you got something out of it. Today we looked at so many elements. We looked at how to light a nighttime diner scene. We did a cool lighting gag with a meteor falling down, but I wanna know, how would you guys go about executing a lighting gag similar to what we did? Let me know down in the comments for your chance to win an Aputure B7C. As for me and the A-team, we're out of here. Thanks, guys. See you next time. I gotta go set up some more stuff. Be right back.